Revised GDP data shows the economy recovering from the trade war. Meanwhile, new tariffs and a likely interest rate cut are raising more inflation concerns. Bankrate chief financial analyst Greg McBride is here for more. Greg, thanks for coming on. The Commerce Department reports the economy expanded at a 3.3% pace from April to June. That's 0.3% higher than initial estimates. So what does that tell you about the state of the economy?
Well, the upward revision is for good news because consumer spending was stronger. It's still a number that's very much exaggerated by trade, the same way the first quarter contraction was exaggerated to the downside. So the reality is the economy probably nets out somewhere in the middle at about a 2% annual growth rate, net of inflation.
And the Federal Reserve has signaled an interest rate cut is likely coming soon. But the president has now implemented new tariffs on Indian imports, and he's teasing a new tariff on furniture. How could that impact interest rates or the potential for a future rate cut or inflation?
That's probably the one thing, Diane, that could keep the Fed on hold a bit longer. If we do see continued deterioration in the labor market, that's going to clinch a rate cut in September. But if the labor market evens out, it's not that bad, but inflation's still poking us in the ribs, that's going to warrant more of this wait and see posture from the Fed.
Meanwhile, Fed Board Governor Lisa Cook is suing President Trump over his attempt to fire her. That battle is likely headed for the Supreme Court. What do you make of this showdown, and how do you see it playing out?
Well, so far, markets haven't really put high odds on any compromise to the Fed's independence, and that's really what's critical. If markets do start to see compromising the Fed's independence as a real risk, you'd have a full-on freak out in markets. We wouldn't be talking about a stock market that hit a record high yesterday and bond yields that have been moving lower in recent days. It'd be a decidedly different story. So the risk is out there. So far, it's still seen as a low probability.
All right. Bankrate chief financial analyst Greg McBride, thank you.
Thanks, Dan.